I won't stop till I hear him say,
Alrighty, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, and foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video breakdown, we are going to go over some very interesting price action on Ethereum, along with the United States dollar strength that we are currently experiencing. I'm also going to go over some fundamental tweets, some fundamental video clips that I have pulled up for you guys today. Make sure that you all smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is going to be a very intuitive breakdown, deep dive, pretty much showing you guys why we are shadow banned from Twitter. It's really insane that the elites don't want truthful information put out to you guys. So in today's video breakdown, I have a lot of jam-packed information for you all. Again, giving you guys the realest perspective in the market. I had mentioned to you guys in a couple of previous tweets that we were going to be seeing some manipulation after the ETH merge. If you guys want to go to my Twitter, you guys can see here was a gold tweet coming over here. Here was that ETH tweet where I said Ethereum and XRP will respect CYPRX strategy to the T Tuesday and Wednesday during the New York session. Just watch. So I'd mentioned to you guys about the manipulation. I said if you zoom out and look at the macroeconomics, you would be a firm believer the cryptocurrency markets will most likely see lower levels and more liquidations before we see new all-time highs. Guys and gals, coming over here to the charts, you all can see that currently we are liquidating all of this trend line liquidity. And I had mentioned that to you guys. We're going to go over this price action, but before we jump into the analysis on Ethereum and things and giving you guys technical analysis updates, I just want to take your attention over here to a tweet where I said to you all, I feel sad for people who think that the SEC versus Ripple case will settle in Ripple's favor in September. Just because the end of the SEC's fiscal year ends does not mean that they are going to try and bite the ego that they have created and settle in September. The sheep continue to follow the herd. I've seen so many bullish YouTube influencers and Twitter influencers tell people and thousands of followers that we are going to see some type of settlement in September. You guys look at the date that I posted this September 4th. A couple of days later, we see John E. Deaton tweet out on September 14th. So this was 10 days after my tweet. Again, giving you guys the real clear-cut clarity. I have insiders in the market. I've been involved in this market for over 7 years, guys and gals. I have information that not a lot of people have access to that isn't very easily accessible via fundamental articles that you can just generally commonly come to on the internet. Okay. But we see right here, 10 days after I tweeted that, Johnny Deaton tweets out, I see a lot of comments regarding a settlement taking place within days in the Ripple case. What if I told you that I believe that there are currently no settlement discussions taking place between the parties? Would you agree with me? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, wake up, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure that you guys are getting the realest updates. I'm giving you all the most clear-cut clarity that I can give you all without getting monetized on YouTube. But today, again, like I said, I'm going to show you all why we are shadow banned on Twitter. So in a post that I mentioned to you guys on August 30th, I said, and this is something that everybody needs to be paying attention to, is the macro environment. I keep mentioning to you guys that until we see United States dollar weakness, we are not going to see a major alt rally, okay? And it says right here, all eyes on the Federal Reserve. If they continue to hike rates, most likely this price action will come into fruition. 75 to 100 basis points from the Fed during the next announcement will push prices to new lows, most likely. It's something to pay attention to, guys and gals. Now, I'm not saying that it is 110% going to happen, but it is something via the macro perspective that everybody needs to take into accountability. The United States dollar, the global reserve currency, where everybody's fleeing and putting their money into because of the state of the economic macro backdrop, is still extremely strong right now. And there is a Federal Reserve interest rate announcement coming out on September 21st. I told you guys to go visit forexfactory.com. You guys can directly go and check out when the news comes out. We see here September 11th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, FOMC red folder events all day, guys and gals. So be mindful, pay attention to that. Why are we paying attention to that? I'm going to show you all via the chart analytics right now. Look at this liquidation event happening right now. It's so interesting. Everybody that was buying the Ethereum merge, it's hilarious, guys and gals. Every influencer that was telling you guys to buy at these lows because of the Ethereum merge, I'm going to show you all in another video breakdown why we are taking short positions on Ethereum as of right now. That is for a later video. I don't have enough time in this video. So why are we paying attention to the United States dollar strength? Let's just pay attention to the most recent price action, okay? Over here on the right-hand side of my screen, you guys can see September 7th, 2022 at the top of the United States dollar when the United States dollar tapped into roughly about 110. I'll go ahead and I'll highlight that for you guys. Okay, so that's up here in this area. Now, if we correlate this September 7th with Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, look at this price action. Here's Ethereum at a low, and you guys can see right here on Ethereum, when the market rallied on Ethereum, why did this happen? Because at the same exact time, this is when on September 7th, the United States dollar depreciated in value. You guys can clearly see how correlated the cryptocurrency market is with the DXY. Now coming down here, this is when that CPI news event came out at 5:30 a.m. that I covered to you guys in the XRP trade in a previous video breakdown, but you guys can see that the market rallied, or the United States dollar strength picked up. Well, guys and gals, you guys can see right down here, look at the bottom of my charts, September 13th, when the CPI came out. Look at Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen. What happened in the cryptocurrency market? The crypto market depreciated in value. You guys can now see how the correlation, again, is representing the United States dollar strength. If the United States dollar strengthens when this interest rate hike comes out, if it does come out 75 to 100 basis points, ladies and gentlemen, that price target that I mentioned to you guys where price distributes up here in this area is most likely going to come into fruition, which means what? That we are most likely going to see a massive sell-off again in the cryptocurrency market temporarily. Now, who's to say where that bottom is going to be at? Who's going to say, you know, where the market is going to stop and halt at? Nobody knows, ladies and gentlemen. My job here as an influencer is to give you guys the most realist price action approach, or a technical analysis approach, whatever it is that you want to call it, from the insider information and the 7 years of experience that I have in this market. Okay. So this is, again, just to show you guys, do not buy the news. Look at the macro perspective, because that is what drives the market. I've told you guys in previous videos that the fundamentals for crypto right now do not match the cryptocurrency market. The market in the crypto space right now is heavily manipulated. 1,000 bullish fundamentals and news articles could come out for the cryptocurrency market, right? But if the United States dollar is still surging in price, which is the global reserve currency, guys and gals, we are going to see a depreciation in the cryptocurrency market. It doesn't matter how many bullish fundamentals come out. It doesn't matter about the ETH merge. It doesn't matter about ISO 222 integration. It doesn't matter about the Flare network dropping, or none of that stuff that these bullish Moonboy hypists are giving you guys all of these bullish perspectives about. That stuff does not matter. Until we see a depreciation in the United States dollar, we will not see an alt season, and that is 110% facts. So now taking your guys' attention over here to some video displays. I just want you all to pay attention and listen to some of these more mainstream investors, some of these big hedge fund managers and things of that nature. So just take a listen, guys and gals, and then I'm going to correlate this with some tweets that I put out to you all.
Joining us today is Clem Chambers, who's the CEO of Online Blockchain. Always good to be back with you, Clem. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Daniela.
So break it down for us, Clem. I mean, this is going to be an exciting week for Bitcoin. As we're speaking, we are over 21,000, yet we have important inflation data coming out this week with CPI data, and we have the Ethereum merge happening. So how will Bitcoin weather the storm here? What are your latest thoughts?
I think the really, really, really interesting thing, and it's a very big news, I believe, is that I think the Fed and those guys up there have decided that the dollar's strong enough and they don't want it getting any stronger. Now, that means if you look at the stock market, say in the UK, it's going bananas, because there's no much point buying an asset that's not denominated in dollars, because the dollar's going to crush it. And the same goes for gold. Why buy gold when the dollar's stronger than gold? So that dollar strength has been suppressing all the other assets, because why would you bother with anything else when you can just hold dollars and let them go up? So
okay, so notice how he says dollar strength dominates the markets as of right now. Why would you buy any other asset if the United States dollar is in a rally right now? Guys and gals, again, wake up, pay attention. The macro perspective takes precedence. None of these bullish fundamentals right now take precedence, because there's no regulatory certainty in the market. So what are investors going to do? They're going to put their money in certain assets, okay, like the United States global reserve currency. Moving on.
US dollar. So is that good news? Are you anticipating more good news here for Bitcoin?
Well, it's great news for crypto in a sense, because it gives, you wouldn't bother investing in anything but the dollar. If the dollar's going to go through the roof, why would you have Bitcoin? One of the big arguments for crypto is the dollar's going to be debased and it's all going to be hyperinflation. Well, the exact opposite's happened. The dollar's got massively strong. So that is really a drag for crypto and for the people that believe it's a replacement for the dollar. And they are out there. And there are people that sing that, you know, crypto, you can't go around printing it like the government's printing fiat. Fiat and crypto war is a thing. And a strong dollar basically slaps around crypto. And that's strong dollar, I believe, has come to an end. So that is actually quite positive for Bitcoin, even though I'm actually quite bearish on Bitcoin as a whole.
So again, just to wake up my followers out there, making sure that you all are getting the realist vision in the market. I mentioned to you guys a couple of days ago, this is on August 26th, a tweet that I put out to you all. I said the game isn't hard to play, and I displayed to you all two pictures. One of them where I said 90% of news displayed to the general public is already priced into the market. The market won't reverse with a major alt season with crypto price discovery until the US dollar weakens and regulations come into place. But when it does, the demand for utility will be super high. Okay. Then I posted a picture of the United States dollar index temporarily losing strength. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, what happened? XRP United States dollar temporarily peaked in strength. Okay. So again, pay attention. The devil's in the details. The stuff is not hard to come by. It's just that 90% of individuals are heavily manipulated because they follow these YouTubers and these Twitter influencers that draw Fibonacci's and coffee cup handles on their charts and tell everybody that price is going to go to price discovery within a couple of months and that there's going to be some major settlement in September, when the SEC and Ripple all the way back in January and February of this year said that their case is not going to settle or be over until 2023. I don't know if you guys remember, but again, not to crap out on anybody's dreams, but most likely that is what's going to happen. This case is going to extend as long as it possibly can. It is going to be as painful as it possibly can. All this hopium that's being pumped into the market, ladies and gentlemen, ignore it, stay in your lane, pay attention to the macro, and understand that that is what takes precedence in this market. So moving on, I want to take your attention to a video display of one of my most favorite authors. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. I'm heavily involved with his work. I love reading his material, but something that he tweeted out that I retweeted, and it says, "It is not what is in your wallet. It is what is in your head. All markets are crashing, real estate, stocks, gold, silver, Bitcoin. The middle class is being wiped out by higher oil inflation, yet the rich are getting richer. Difference in head, not wallet. Change what is in your head first, then you get richer." I am in complete cahoots with this. I love the mindset that this gentleman has. I could not agree more. 90% of individuals, their mindset is so tainted and saturated and manipulated because of the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, you are better off doing your own personal research, drafting and creating your own personal bias, and reading books, reading material, gaining that knowledge, and then implementing that knowledge. I said underneath of that, the crypto market participants on Twitter are like little crack fiends roaming around trying to guess which way price is going every hour. Interesting how some are choosing to live their life. Hopefully, you aren't leveraging while reading Twitter. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please wake up, do your due diligence, research. Do not just go and buy or sell something because one YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers drew a magic Fibonacci on and said that price is going to go into price discovery. 90% of the time, and a week from now, you're going to see a depreciation in your portfolio because you bought it at top. That's most likely what is going to happen. Remember, look at the statistics in the market. 90% of individuals lose money in this market. So why on earth are 90% of people still listening to other people's advice? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, here at CYPRX, we're trying to give you guys the realest information in the market, to be a savior, to be a light in the dark tunnel in this market. And we have helped thousands of people so far with the information that we provide. Again, we weren't planning to create a YouTube. We weren't planning to create a trading community, but some individuals reached out and said, you know what, this material is too gem-like. You have to generate this to the general public. You have to be able to display this information because there is such saturation in this market right now. And I'm in complete agreement with that. So just take a listen to Robert Kiyosaki, some things that he mentioned when it comes to manipulation, when it comes to capitalism, when it comes to the state of the economy and the world that we live in today. And I'm going to correlate this with some tweets that I mentioned to you guys in the past.
So this here is a capitalist manifesto, and it kind of looks like this book here. But it says right here, it says in 1959, being a boomer, this is what Nikita Khrushchev said. He was a premier of Moscow, Russia. It says your children's children will live under communism. 1959, he was telling us this. He says, you Americans are so gullible. No, you won't get communism outright. We'll just keep you feeding you small doses of socialism. And Khrushchev was warning that. And as you'll finally wake up and you'll find that you have communism. So today we're finding out we already have communism. And it says, we will not have to fight you. We will weaken your economy. This is 1959. This guy Khrushchev, it's right at the back of the book. We will weaken your economy until you fall like overripe fruit into our hands. So that's this book here. It's just packed full of warnings we had. But as you know, as my friend Donald Trump says, it's all fake news today. We don't hear any of this stuff. And so that's why I appreciate what Kitco is doing, and because you guys are providing kind of a warning signal to every time gold drops. And as you know, I suspect gold and silver are manipulated. You know, JP Morgan was just nailed for manipulating the futures price of gold and silver. Just manipulated. But they're keeping the price low so the smart money can buy more of it. So Jim Rickards, you know, is a friend of mine. He says pretty soon you're going to wish you had bought more of it because you won't be able to touch gold or silver. And so every time they can manipulate the price lower, like they do with the stock market, and all the price higher, it's a good buying time for me. But you have to know what you're doing, if you know what I mean.
Why do you think he says you won't wait? But again, Robert, do you think that all of this is by design and intention to be malicious with a clear agenda to create a communist America? Or do you think that this is driven by incompetence? Is a saying, don't attribute to malice what can be ascribed to stupidity. Do you think that this is intentional, this move towards the left? Do you think it's an intentional attack on the values and virtues of America?
So Michelle, again, I'm a U.S. Marine pilot, you know, I went to military school. And as officers, we're taught one thing: don't listen to what a person says, watch what they do. And so at Kings Point, which is on the island not far from you, our motto is acta non verba, deeds not words. So I don't listen to what the politicians say, I watch what they do. Appointing 87,000 IRS agents speaks louder than their words. Taking the Keystone XL pipeline offline speaks louder than their words. Opening the border, allowing illegal immigration and sex trafficking and narco trading coming in speaks louder than their words. So the reason I write and I say is watch what they do, not what they say.
All right, so just some very interesting information about manipulation, ladies and gentlemen. As an influencer, okay, I seek it to be my goal to awaken individuals. I started this YouTube channel with the vision, with the journey to enlighten people, not only in the market, but mentally, okay? Embrace yourself for what is really coming. If you're not awake and aware, ladies and gentlemen, then you're asleep and sedated, okay? You need to wake up. You need to do your research. Market manipulation is a real agenda. It really exists. I'm going to show you guys why we are shadow banned on Twitter, because I put out information like this. Interesting dates, different times, same agenda. I said to you guys on August 8th, 2022, okay? The elites have been planning a cashless society for the longest time. Corporate capitalism needs the money to be digital and for the ground level touch points to be replaced with standardized apps hosted in smartphones that follow us around everywhere we go. If we come over here, the library case, again, who's being sued by the SEC, they said the United States government wants every single cryptocurrency transaction tracked, monitored, and tied to a person. This is the unifying theme between today's action against Tornado Cash actions, against exchanges, and against us. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a deeper agenda going on. I also said to you all, this is from James Rickards, a direct quote. True elites operate inside of spheres of influences. These influences include finances, media, technology, the military, and politics. Cryptocurrency is heavily manipulated right now until regulators lay down guidelines. And when they do, you will see the most insane bull run in history. The reason why the markets are manipulated right now, and as you all saw from Robert Kiyosaki confirming that gold markets and stock markets have both been manipulated in the past, and that he buys when the markets are manipulated into discount, because ladies and gentlemen, that is what the banking institutional giants do. They manipulate prices down into discounts for themselves so that they can get the best discounted prices and scare out retail investors. All the retail investors out there and the people, the weak hands, think that the market is crashing and that it's never going to go back up. The game is being played. They are pushing the market lower to get better price entries to then boost the market back to the upside. Mark my words, in the next 2 to 5 years, you're going to see the most insane price action that anyone has ever seen in a market, okay? So coming over here again, just to solidify the research and the information that I'm giving to you guys, I said in a tweet, do your research. People don't even realize that sleeper attack viruses in the market exist. They think prices can't be artificially suppressed. Hashtag XRP. Used defensively, these viruses can create an uncontrolled flood of sell orders on wide yield markets to manipulate prices. Hashtag crypto. This is from a book that James Rickards had written, and it is called The Road to Ruin. Now, Robert Kiyosaki mentions James Rickards when he's talking about manipulation, and he talks about the stock market manipulation. Read this. Most threatening are sleeper attack viruses planted deep in the stock market exchange operating systems. Awaiting activation as part of a larger attack, such sleeper viruses also serve as a deterrent to attack by the intention hosting an infected system. On such attack, viruses planted by Russian military intelligences was discovered inside the operating system of the Nasdaq stock market in 2010. The virus was disabled. No one knows how many undiscovered digital viruses are lying in await. Viruses can erase customer accounts without a trace. Used offensively, these viruses can create an uncontrolled flood of sell orders on widely held stocks such as Apple or Amazon. Military doctrine calls for attacks to conjoin with force multipliers. An attacker will wait for a day when stocks are already down 5%, say 900 points on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, then launch an attack to amplify the downward momentum. The result could be a single day's worth of massive sell pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, manipulation exists in this market. Do your research, understand what is happening in the crypto market as of right now. Taking your attention to the last video snippet and the last tweet that I have for you all today, make sure that you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. We are putting our analysis and our content at risk of being shadow banned by giving you all this information, because the elites do not like individuals speaking the truth. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you smash that thumbs up button. It helps boost the YouTube algorithm and push these videos out to more individuals like yourself that are truth seekers, okay? So let's just jump into this last video snippet, and then I will leave you guys for today. In the next video,
percent of a breakout in August, and then we saw that huge option expiration day, August 19th, where the markets tanked. And the following Friday, August 26th, we saw the Powell speech at Jackson Hole, which was about 8 minutes of pain, but it was painful because the market really reversed. And so when you see rallies like we just saw prior to today, I think they're head fakes. We're still in the construct of a bear market in the broad market.
I'm going to come back to CPI, but this is what surprises me, is because, like you said, at the Jackson Hole meeting a couple of weeks ago, Jerome Powell, Fed chairman, was dedicated, very committed to fighting inflation. He made that unequivocally clear. I'm just surprised that the markets either A, didn't take him seriously at the time, because clearly things are down. I mean, this should have been priced in, right?
Well, when you look at his comments, August 26th, we took it very seriously. We went short more, on that day, and we shorted more over the last week or so when the broad market rallied, because as I tell my followers, you have to pick a direction, right? If you think things are going down, then you use days like the last 5 or 7 business days to short more, because right now, this kind of cements for me a 75 basis point hike in September. That's on the 21st. So now if you look at March to September, you're looking at a 6-month period where the Fed will have raised rates 3%. That's super painful.
Let's touch on that real quick. The Fed Watch tool, which tracks a 75 basis point rate hike after today, I find that very interesting.
100 basis point hike would be very detrimental to the markets, because now everyone's back at their desk, right? Everyone's paying attention to September's action. I do believe 75 is still on the table, and that would mean that you've had 300 basis points of hikes now from March to September 21st.
So you think that a 75 basis point rate hike is on the table to make a difference?
Correct.
Where do you think that's going to go then? Ultimately, is there a level at which inflation finally comes back down?
We've been calling for a Fed flip between December of this year and March 31st of next year, right? So we're still in that camp after today, but this might push it a slight bit further back. It just depends, right? You have to look at outside events like what's happening in Russia, the jargon coming out of China versus Taiwan. Like, these are events that you could see the Fed pause briefly and say, let's just take our foot off the gas here, because we see some international events that, are going to, really roil the markets.
Okay, so like I said, remember I told you I have insider information, okay? And check this out. Look at the date of this video, September 13, 2022. Taking your attention over here to a tweet that I mentioned to you all days before this is on September 10th. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I'm telling you all right now, make sure that you do so. Copy the link in the description underneath of our YouTube videos, post it in your browser. That is the best way to find us on Twitter because we are shadow banned. You can't really just go and look up our Twitter name. But I said in that video, the gentleman was mentioning a Fed pivot, where most likely in the next couple of months, we are going to see the Federal Reserve pump the brakes. What does that mean? That means altcoins and crypto will turn around. Why? Because the market will start to deflate. Okay, guys and gals, right now we are heavily inflated. The United States dollar is extremely strong, and that is most likely not going to change unless we see some type of pivot with this Fed announcement in September on the 21st. Okay, but I said 3 days before that video was put out, same thing that this gentleman was saying in this interview, 3 days after I tweeted to you all, I said Federal Reserve policy stance will turn around in the next 3 to 6 months, literally identical to what this gentleman said 3 days before he said it, right? 2023 cryptos will pop. Watch one more rate hike, then they will switch up and slam on the brakes. Get your bags ready. 2023 will be a year to remember for utility assets. #crypto. Blessings to you guys all. Hopefully this video woke you all up a little bit, showing you all that here at CYPRX, I'm just simply as an investor, as an influencer, as an active day trader, not just an influencer that's creating content for you guys like 90% of these individuals. I am an active day trader, ladies and gentlemen, heavily involved in this market. Over 6 figures pumped into this market, not only in crypto, but also in the FX market. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you all have clarity with the videos that we provide and the information that we display. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. We really do appreciate the love and the support. We have 8,000 YouTube subs. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's try and get to 10K before the end of the year. Blessings to you all. As always, be cognizant, be aware. Please be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say